What's up, folks? Sean, the average angler, out in the shop. We're making progress, putting stuff away, but today we're going to bring you a special video about, call it alternative flipping baits. Now, I've got a couple of really good ones here that you may not have thought about that are readily available, and one that may or may not. I'm going to have to do a little search, see if I can find them for you guys. But if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of content, reviews, new baits, old baits, baits from the past, fishing gear, fishing trips, fishing tips, you know, it goes on and on. We're really here to try and help each other catch more fish. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want to catch more fish, hit that subscribe button down below, folks. It's free, doesn't cost you nothing, it's quick and painless. And who doesn't want to catch more fish? So you're probably wondering, why am I wearing my sun shirt, my AFCO sun shirt, by the way, in the garage? Well, a couple reasons. First and foremost, it's getting to be that time of year, folks, where that sun is blazing and it does a lot of damage. Okay, I've had some cancer removed, skin cancer removed. Hopefully, just bring awareness. Wear your sun shirt when you're outside in the sun, even if it's not hot. But if it is, it helps keep you cooler realistically, and drink lots of water. All right, off my soapbox. Alternative flipping baits. First of all, why do we want to use alternative flipping baits? Well, I think it's kind of obvious, right? We just want to throw something a little different than what the masses are throwing. That gives us an advantage because the fish haven't seen it as much. A little more apt to attack, eat, bite it, right? In addition, this time of year, as we go through the spawn, we get into post-spawn, that kind of thing, sometimes a smaller bait is what it takes to trigger those fish. Now, I like to do a lot of what I call finesse flipping this time of year. And really, it's just kind of a little bit lighter rod, maybe 2-4 pound lighter test, something like that. But we're also using kind of a lighter weight. And I'm sort of assuming that we have some cover to flip around, okay? Tules, reeds, bulkheads, those kinds of things. Could be dock pilings. Could be wood, trees, brush, all that kind of stuff that holds fish. Pre-spawn, post-spawn, that kind of thing. The fish are heavily pressured this time of year. We all know it. We all want to be out there. It's a great time to be out fishing. Because of that, a lot of the regular stuff can be overused. And quite honestly, I'm always looking for an edge. So, I don't know how many of you are fans of, what the heck is his name? Well, it'll come to me in a minute. Is it Keith Poche? Keith Poche, I believe it is. So Keith Poche, if you watch his stuff, and I encourage you to, off the grid, it's very entertaining. But Keith likes to flip, punch, all that kind of stuff. With this bait right here, it's just a Berkeley Pit Boss. But what maybe you don't know is Cliff likes to use the smaller version. See right there above my finger, it's a 3-inch. So the 3-inch version, he believes that you gain an advantage by using the smaller bait, and all the same fish eat it. Well, look, he fishes at a pretty high level, and quite honestly, when there's a flipping bite, he tends to do really well. So I bought some of the Berkeley Power Bait Pit Boss in the 3-inch, and that's something I'm going to incorporate into my arsenal, which brings me to another bait that I used to throw a lot. And quite honestly, it's kind of sat on the shelf for quite a few years, that I want to bring back out, and I'm going to introduce to you. Now, the only problem with this bait is I'm not really sure if you can still get it or not. And actually, when I bought all these, I got them from a local bait maker, and that's what I'm going to have to look into, because it's changed hands a few times, so I think they still might be available. We just need to find them. But this is it right here. And it's called the Shark. It's a pretty small bait, right? This one was called Neon Chocolate. It's brown with some blue neon in it. Now let me tell you, this one was fantastic. Lots of bites, big bites. It didn't discriminate. And this one here is just simply summer moss. Great transparent color. Both would be good under different circumstances, right? One for clearer water, one for dirtier water. I don't know what shows it better. And then I have, of course, the good old fashioned watermelon red. You'll see that long tail, narrow. The body here is only big enough really for the hook. So very, call it dainty approach to flipping, giving these fish something to key on that isn't, call it obtrusive or shocking or big, or it's just a small bait that you're flipping in there that doesn't have a lot of spookiness, if you will, okay? These don't, you'll see I got a whole box of them right here, right? Flipping sharks. Now there's other ways to fish these also, by the way. In the post spawn, I like to put them on a light darter head or Ned head. They do very, very well. The action on these things is phenomenal due to that long, flat tail. But it doesn't create too much so that it spooks the fish. They're just a great get bit action. And post-spawn fish, fry garters, it works really, really well on them. But the main thing is, when I go out to the Delta, this used to be our key bait in the spring. And, you know, the only reason I stopped throwing it, quite honestly, is because all the new stuff comes out, the hype, you get sucked into throwing these new baits that are working. Well, this one never stopped working. This is kind of one of those ones that never stopped. And then due to pressure, I kind of go with the smaller presentation. And again, because of the smaller presentation, we can use a lighter weight, whether you're punching or if you're just flipping to cover pockets, wood, and we're just looking for those extra bites. And maybe this is something you do for extra bites. After you've gone through an area and you've caught some fish, you want to turn back around and go through with something a little smaller, a little less obnoxious, or just something more finesse. This is really finesse flipping. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to use lighter line, although that does help if you can get away with it. But it just means we're presenting something a little more finesse. So when I say that, I'm thinking a little lighter weight, a little smaller bait. And the shark's not particularly small if you measure it. It's not big and obtrusive either. It's gonna sneak into places without too much commotion and just, here I am. That said, there's not a lot of plastic there either to hinder hook sets and connecting with that fish. All right, so this is a really fun time of year to fish, guys. I mean, you can kind of write your ticket on what you want to do. We got top water ahead of us, a little bit starting now, but we really got some top water opportunities ahead of us, and we'll get into those as we go along. But these are some baits that I'm going to be using when I go to bodies of water that have tules, wood, bulkheads, bulrushes, reeds, whatever the fish can hide in and recover, or who knows, they might be spawning there. But these baits just get it done. All right, I'm gonna look for these sharks for you, see if I can find something. I'm Sean, the Average Angler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.